Hello and welcome back to Deus Machina Demonbane. As it dances, the hellish inferno seems to take the shape of a woman made of flame. She is embracing the Deus Machina. This must be what they call burning love. Trapped in her passionate embrace, Legacy of Gold begins to melt. Its armor slews off like golden lava, falling to the sea of blood. It's burning! 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 Why? Why? Wreathed in flame, Augustus screams in pain atop Legacy of Gold, his hands stretched out as though to grasp the heavens. A mocking voice suddenly comes from behind us. Why? You ask why, Augustus? I see. So you don't understand. Very well. I will tell you. I will tell you everything. It's very simple. You've merely lost control over Cthulhu. After all, something appears between Demonbane and the burning Legacy of Gold. It's an enormous shape, at least 100 meters long, and it rises out of the crimson sea like a black shadow, even though the blood isn't deep enough to conceal something so huge. This form, I recognize it, of course. How if I forget the machine that looks like the bastard child of a spider and a dinner plate? It's... Oh, I was doing the wrong voice there. I was assuming that was Nero screwing him over. It's actually him. Okay. Augustus, you know you're not the only one who knows how to control the central unit, are you? I secretly usurped your link to the relay text. I stole it from you, and now Cthulhu's power is mine. Vespanius! Fresh blood washes over the Deus Machina, but the man standing on its top flat remains completely dry. He raps his stick against the metal surface, a triumphant smile upon his face. Cyranosh, the Deus Machina named for Saturn. And its master, Vespanius. So he's still alive. Impossible! You were defeated by Demonbane. I confirmed it myself. Yes, indeed. Indeed I was. I died once in that place, and I was destroyed along with Karosh. However, there is something that I still haven't told you. Vespanius throws back his cloak to reveal his suit, from which burst two horrible faces. I recognize them from Innsmouth. But if there were three back then, I remember correctly. As you know, I keep familiars inside my body. Galva, Otho, and Ventilius they are called. They are quite dear to me, as they assist me in all manner of tasks, and at the same time, they can act as my substitutes. I have 4 souls, you know, 1 extra for each of my children. And well, now that Galva has sacrificed himself for me, I suppose I have only 3 left. But that is how it is. Do you understand now? Vespanius, you bastard! The burning Legacy of Gold aims its melting beam cannon at Karosh, and Vespanius covers his eyes and shakes his head in an exaggerated gesture of sorrow. It hurts more than you might think. I'm terribly, terribly sad to have lost my precious, precious Galva. Ah, what a tragedy. How could this happen? How could this go unpunished? Oh. However, thanks to Galva's sacrifice and my performance, I was able to take advantage of your distraction. Augustus, did you think that I could not see the enormity of your greed? Or did you merely think I had no cards to play? Ah! The half-melted cannon glows with the light of destruction, and then it falls off. The golden machine is melting, and Augustus is being consumed by the inferno. The flames of Cthulhu burn everything away, and silence returns to the chamber, and only Vespanius' dry laughter echoes across the crimson sea. Your follow-through was weak, Augustus, much too weak. You must always save your trump card until the end. Have you learned something? Yep, Vespanius has it right. Thought so. A girl's voice suddenly echoes through the room, freezing the 2 Anticross with surprise, and before I can even wonder what's going on, Augustus and Vespanius explode. Augustus bursts into countless flaming pieces of meat that sink into the sea of blood. The last to vanish is his dismembered head, with an expression of surprise still plastered to his face. And as though following its master, Legacy of Gold melts completely, dispersing into the blood like molten gold. On the other hand, even though Vespanius also exploded, the fragments of flesh scattered across Karoshnik turn out to form one of his familiar beasts. His cloak flutters through the air a short distance away. Vespanius' body emerges from inside the cloak, his face still twisted in shock. You! So I have to kill you 2 more times. What a pain. Oh, I know. A A wide gash appears in the beating heart at the centre of the chamber, and from the rift emerges a blood-drenched giant. Though human, it is other, and though other, it is divine. No doubt modelled after some otherworldly god, the nameless machine truly deserves to be called a Deus Machina. Nero! The nameless god raises its arm towards Kerosh and Vespanius. They vanish. An Anticross, one of Black Lodge's twisted yet undeniably powerful leaders, and his mighty Deus Machina. No warning, leaving behind no trace, they simply vanish. They've been utterly obliterated, most likely erased from the universe itself. As Al and I stare into the stunned silence, Nameless One's cockpit opens. It's too dark to make out the details, but I can see a person inside. It must be the pilot of the Deus Machina, the strongest and most evil of the Anticross. The first thing that emerges from the cockpit is a mass of tentacles, writhing like a monstrous sea anemone. They are binding the pilot's limbs. The tentacles suddenly burst apart, sliced to countless pieces that fall wriggling into the blood sea far below. Now free, the sinner steps out of its cockpit, revealing itself to our eyes. So, he carried me away, in the spirit, into the wilderness. And I saw a woman... I'm going to wait until this quote's finished. It's annoying when it does this. I get what they're going for, but it's slow enough that I can't even read it dramatically. There we go. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sitting upon a scarlet-coloured beast. Huh? Still going slowly. Its body was full of names of blasphemy, and had 7 heads and 10 horns. What? And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet, and bedecked with gold and precious stones and pearls. I'm gonna get... It's mildly annoying, okay. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet colour, and bedecked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Why is she here? We should be facing the traitor Anticross now, right? In the first place, why is she alive? Hey Kuru, how's it going? And upon her forehead was written a name. Mystery, Babylon the Great, mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Aeneas! There's no mistaking her. The person who emerges from the cockpit is that charming, somehow cat-like girl who lived with us for a brief span of time. She's supposed to be... Aeneas laughs, shaking her hands and head in a clear gesture of denial. Not really. Sorry, that name was a lie. My real name is Nero. What? Nero. That name can mean only one thing. I know what she's saying, but why her? What's going on here? What the hell's the meaning of this, Aeneas? Like I said, I'm not Aeneas. I don't know how to answer except to say that I'm Nero, and that's just how it is. I see. So this is the meaning of that ominous presence I sensed about you. You're an Anticross, the tyrant Nero, the most powerful of all sinners. Aeneas smiles faintly. That smile, it isn't the cheerful, innocent smile I remember. It's bewitching, nauseatingly other, like a glimpse into the source of all evil. It's the same as Master Therian's. It's true. She isn't Aeneas. She's Nero. I suddenly feel dizzy and my vision goes dark. Nero looks at Cthulhu in Demonbane's hand, gives a satisfied nod, still smiling that inhuman smile. It looks like you mastered the guns I gave you. Pretty awesome, aren't they? They're my favourites, you know, but I gave them to you. You were having a pretty hard time after all, but most of all, I thought I wouldn't be able to enjoy the fight without a little handicap. Enjoy the fight? What the hell's she talking about? Perhaps noticing my confusion, Nero grins happily and continues. Well, that's right. Now you and I will dance the dance of destruction and love. You are the hero who will protect Arkham City, and I am the evil sorceress who will destroy the world. With everything at stake, we will use all of our power to deny each other utterly. Isn't it wonderful? My head feels like it's caught in a vice. My throat is as dry as a desert, and the back of my neck is on fire. My hair is standing on end. My spine is an icicle. My chest is about to explode. My lungs are gasping for air. My legs are shaking. Something is falling apart and it terrifies me. Why? Why do we have to do that? Why do you think I saved you twice? I couldn't let the likes of Caligula and Claudius steal my fun. I am the one who will consume you, and I won't give you to anyone. But why the hell do we even have to fight? My voice is less an angry shout than it is a hysterical scream. It's like I'm using her as a target for my uncontrollable flood of emotion. Rather than say anything, she raises the Nameless One's left arm. Kuru! Instinct takes over, forcing me to move Demonbane. And the instant after I jump back, explosions rock the spot where we were standing, sending jets of crimson high into the air. Looking at Nameless One, I see that its gigantic shield-like arm is covered with shining symbols, and at the end of it's transformed into a huge, blocky machine gun. Spell selection! Bullet spell! The weapon continues to fire, spitting a continuous stream of raw magic at Demonbane. Demonbane runs through the blood towards Nameless One, which tracks our movements with its arm gun. Unending explosions follow close behind. The round quickly catches up to us. With a swarm of bullets at a moment away from impact, I leap into the air, like I'm performing a high jump. We turn a belly roll as we soar over the bullet, and perform one more revolution before landing. Nia! I aim Cthulhu at her, but I can't bring myself to pull the trigger. Nameless One lowers its arm. Still smiling that awful smile, Nia finally answers my question. Why, you ask? Because I want to, of course! Nero jumps back into her cockpit. Nameless One immediately tears itself free of the giant heart and comes straight for Demonbane, thrusting its right arm at us. Spell selection! Sword spell! The arm glows and changes shape, becoming an enormous sword. Flying at us with its sword arm thrust out, Nameless One looks like an absurdly huge arrow. The tip of the blade approaches quickly. Ha! We turn Demonbane aside and the sword just grazes our back. As soon as Nameless One lands, it swings its weapon in a mighty arc against the vulnerable Demonbane. And as soon as it does that occasionally. By the time we complete our turn to once again face the Nameless One, the resumed scimitar is already in Demonbane's hand. Using the momentum of our turn, I bring the scimitar crashing down on the Nameless One's sword. Our warring magic power fills the air with sparks. With our blades locked together, we fight to break the stalemate. The stress of the brute force struggle heats the blades until they glow with a dull crimson light. So you're the same. Just another Black Lodge goon who loves destruction. That's right. Nero is a demon. I love to kill and destroy. Come, Kuru, play with me. Is anybody else getting, come play with us? Yeah, thoughts. Anyway. I break the stalemate with a high kick. A Demonbane's leg slams into the Nameless One's face. At the moment of contact, I unleash the space-time warping energy. Atlantis strike! The explosion blasts away from each other. I plant Demonbane's feet and ready the scimitar for another strike. A short distance away, Nameless One's smashed head is repairing itself. We face off while maintaining our range. Then, was everything you were as a Nero a lie? Why did you get close to me, Demon Nero? Don't get heated, calm down! A heavy silence falls over the vast chamber. Nothing moves. For this moment alone, there is nothing to hold my feelings in check. Nero, Ania, breaks the silence, her voice so very quiet. Because he wanted to meet you. That's the truth. Nia. Then why? I had fun playing with you. A lot of fun. That's true too. If that's true, then why? Why are you still aiming your weapons at me? Well, unfortunately, I've got to end this part here, so I'll say thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next.